I welcome in Kiley O'Rourke, our 2020 graduate heading off to college, our Semper Fi. You played multiple positions for us at Semper Fi 18U. What was
Yeah.
that? What was your favorite position to play, though?
My favorite position is second.
Okay.
But I'll pretty much go wherever. I'm not super specific, just wherever the team needs me.
Well, and you recently gonna go off to college. Were you recruited as a second baseman?
So they actually didn't tell me where I was recruited. The coach didn't tell me exactly where she wanted me, but she loved that I was versatile, so I could play anywhere. And she really liked swinging my approach at the plate. So it was just a combo thing, and she liked that I was personable. So it wasn't as much a wow, she's a really good second baseman. It was a well-rounded type of thing.
Excellent, excellent. I always tell the girls that's the reason why college has primary position, secondary position. Even some have third. So, great job in doing that. But let's go back to the beginning a little bit. How are you holding up right now with this COVID-19 and the stay-at-home orders?
So it was really rough at the beginning because, especially as a senior, you look forward to this particular part of high school, the last couple of months where like homework dies down and everyone's like just bonding together. So it was really rough at the beginning because you felt kind of lost in the sense like, well, what do I do now? Like I can't talk to my friends, and then I don't have all these different senior events. And it was really rough at the beginning, but I found that like for me personally, having a routine always works. So like waking up, eating breakfast, doing my workouts, doing my homework, and making sure honestly just to stay connected through my friends, through FaceTime and like little social distancing outings and stuff like that. It really helped me. But there was definitely a couple of times where like, you're sitting there just crying because you're like, I don't get to play my run my last 200 or do senior assassin and all these little things you do and you look forward to all throughout high school.
And with that being said, this is one of the things that we're trying to accomplish here with this video podcast is for us to be able to let you have a voice in this unfortunate circumstances that we're in. So I know you're running track instead of softball in high school. So what would you guys usually have done during like a senior track meet?
So track is a little different. So you don't have like a senior day. You have your last league event and like that's cool, but they don't really do like a league day because track is a very much individual sport. So you will go on as you go on. So like last year I went to like all the way to CIF championship. So you never really know when your last game or your last home event will be. So what they do is at the banquet, they do like a big celebration. They bring up all like the seniors and then they get a little speech, like the coach gives a speech on everyone and you get like gifts and everything like that. But unfortunately, all our banquets got canceled. So we don't get that, but that's okay.
Well, and Coach John, I know he's got his fingers crossed and he's watching the news every day. He's looking for that opportunity to do something for you ladies, for our travel ball team and do something to celebrate you guys before you head off to college. As we move in from high school to our track to your graduation, are you guys doing a virtual graduation? You doing a drive-by, a walk-up? What is it that you guys get a chance to do?
So today they actually sent out an email saying that they're going to move our graduation to the end of July, beginning of August. And they're not really going to say how we're going to do it yet, but there's a high chance that it will just be us, the students, at the graduation, and then it'll be live streamed for the parents. Okay. So that's a graduation, but not really because the audience won't be there. It'll just be us sitting, getting our diploma.
Well, I've seen a few of the military colleges recently have done something similar to that, where they actually had the chairs 6 feet apart from everybody and still did their graduation. And met with, and they didn't have to have the mask during one certain part of it, but then they had to put their mask back on. I believe it was either Citadel or the Air Force Academy. One of them did it. So I know that everybody's trying to do something. So hopefully you get to do something.
It's always better than just being canceled.
Well, Yeah, I've seen a few different ones that I've talked to. They're doing virtual graduation. They're doing the drive-through, which
Mhm.
just blows my mind. The drive-through, I don't get it,
Yeah.
but
I,
whatever works.
yeah.
So, your path to softball. When did you start playing?
So I started playing when I was like 5 or 6 years old, but it's actually funny because as a baby, one of the toys that I had was a tee. So I have like pictures of me before I could walk, sitting on my dad's lap, learning how to hit. So it's kind of funny, like you could call it like fate or whatever, that I
Mm.
decided to play softball in college, and continue my life with softball. But yeah, I started playing around 5 or 6 and ended up starting travel ball around 12 years old.
Okay. Who was your first travel ball team?
So my travel ball team was the Irvine Sting. That was the first team. My dad coached me at the Irvine Sting for 2 years before I moved over to the Firecrackers.
All right. It was when you went over to Firecrackers. Was that when John was there, and then, or how did that? Yeah.
So I played first under John's organization, and then John over that team that I had been on, and that's where I first met Coach John, and that's when we really grew together. Really fell in love with him as a coach, and then he broke off to create Semperfi, and I decided to stay a firecracker, and then now I'm back with Semperfi.
Well, how long you been with actual Simplify when you moved over? A couple years?
So this is my first year on Semperfi. I played firecrackers for 3 years.
What made you make the change from and when John left? You left Firecrackers to follow John a few times later, a few months later. What made you make that change?
So I had had a bad experience in a sense with just like trying to get recruited, and I'd found that coaches tended to not care as much about the players individually as they did about their record. And I knew Coach John not only cared about us getting recruited, but he cared about us as people, and he truly wanted us to be happy. And you could just see in the way he coached, and I knew him, and I trusted him, and I knew it was just the right decision to come back and play for him. And I'm honestly so happy that I did. This is my favorite team I've ever played for.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Now, you're not going to get your chance well, we never know with this summer season. But it looks like you might have, a short time on the field with the girls if you do. What's your favorite moment with this team on the field?
On the field,
Hmm.
honestly, anytime we're in like just a crazy situation where we're trying to score runs and we're in a rally, because that's when we all start cheering and just going absolutely insane. Like there's no single moment. There's just these vivid memories of us going insane in the dugout, putting on our little rally caps and cheering everybody on, because we have such an energetic and amazing team that just like truly enjoys each other's company and wants each other to succeed. And that's really great to see because a lot of teams aren't like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, but you have to have a personal moment, something, a game-winning hit, a diving play that ended a game. I mean, there had to be something in your career. It doesn't always have to be Semper Fi. I mean, we know that, but you've been playing since you're 5 or 6. So what's the one moment that stands out for you?
A standing out moment would probably be last summer. I guested for a Texas team
Mhm.
in Colorado and in Georgia. So I'd grown to know them pretty well. And in the Colorado tournament, we ended up placing third in the Sparkler. So that was a really cool moment because we had gone in there and we were not a good team. Like I'm pretty sure, lost all of our pool games and
Uh-huh.
somehow made it all the way to the semifinals. And I just remember thinking, like, this is insane. And we kept, they're like, are we still winning? Like, you're for real right now? We're winning this game? Like, we're still going. And it's just moments like that where I just always remember in my mind, because it's like, you truly never know what you can do and what the game will bring until you go out there and just play.
All right. Now you've had a road from 5 years old to you're 18 now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been playing for 13 years, loving the game since you had a T-ball. Um, how much has God played in your role in softball?
So I think the biggest thing for me is the way I'm a Christian, and I've been raised in a Christian household, going to Christian schools and stuff like that. So for me, um, God really played a part in the fact that you can't just put your faith in one thing and define yourself in one thing. Because if you identify as a softball player, then after a bad game, you're just going to feel empty within yourself because you're not going to succeed. But if you put your faith and your identity in God, you don't feel like you have to live up to this higher standard. And in order to feel like you're enough, you have to succeed because you are enough because God says so. And I think that's just a really important thing to remember, especially in the softball world, because you tend to be filled with a lot of criticism and you're going to fail more than you succeed in that sport. So it's better to remember that you are not at your core just a softball player. Like, you are a child of God. You are this person. You're not just softball player.
Now, tell us a little bit about the college you chose to head to, because you had other colleges looking at you. So give us some feedback on the college you chose and announce it for us.
I will be attending Monmouth University in the fall, and I am so excited about it. It is everything I could ever want in a school. It's in New Jersey, and it's a mile from the beach, which is
Oh,
and it's a D1 program, which I'm really excited about because I've been a huge goal of mine, and I'm just really excited I get to play D1 softball. And so they have a really good criminal justice program, which is exactly my major, which I'm super excited about. And they have great internships through that school. And just the whole school is just a really great energy because it's such a big, just a big family in a sense, because it's a smaller school. There's only 4,000 people.
oh,
Yeah, so it's definitely a family in a sense. So everyone kind of knows everyone, but like it's not so small to where you won't meet new people, which I love because you can meet new people, but you also feel like you're walking around the halls and you're walking to the next building and you still recognize people and are like, hey, I have them in a class. It's really cool.
so it's kind of like a very large high school that community. You start to recognize everybody.
Exactly, which I'm
Have
really
you
happy.
have you been talking to them at all on Zoom and things like this?
Yes. So I talked to my coach, I think a couple of days ago. She keeps in contact with us. I've actually already got my training program. So that's really cool throughout the summer. And then she has said we're going to do another Zoom in a week or two, but we had a Zoom a couple of weeks ago just to introduce everyone to the freshman class and just keep us updated on what's happening there and talk a little bit about all the things we need to do to prepare for the fall, since we don't really get a whole meeting together because they're planning on having an orientation,
Yeah.
but who knows right now because it was supposed to be like last month, but they're delaying it into August, but no one really knows if it's going to happen, but they're crossing their fingers and hoping.
Well, are you wearing your college shirt today?
I am.
Show it off, show it off. All right. So everybody, there it is. Well, congratulations to you. That's awesome. Being in New Jersey, are you ready to play softball with a parka on?
Yes. I'm actually really excited for the cold. I do enjoy the cold, and one of my biggest things was I wanted to go to the East Coast and experience 4 seasons. That
Mhm.
was a mine because I love the East Coast anyway. My dad is from back there. I have family like 15 minutes from the campus, so I won't truly be alone. And I love that it's close to the beach, so it will snow, but the snow won't stay on the ground, which I think is perfect for me. So that it's a perfect little adjustment. So it'll be cold, but I'm not gonna like die or anything.
Well, my daughter plays in New York. A couple girls that I've coached as well are on the East Coast. One's in New Jersey, another one's in New York, another one's in Boston College. So it's funny to watch them on TV or on their ECC network or whatever it may be, and see them run out to celebrate a home run from somebody, and they're all wearing parkas down to their ankles. It's like mid-spring. Just sitting there going, wow, is it really that cold?
And we're like outside sweating in California, watching them with like parkas on.
Well, and I've made that joke with Sophia as well, because she's going to be over there on the East Coast with you in NYU. So it'll be a great experience. How are you going to handle being away from home?
So I honestly don't know. I'm pretty sure I'll be perfectly fine because I'll have family close by. And then with technology nowadays, it's super easy to get a hold of someone. So that's really nice. I think it'll just be a big transition for me because a lot of my friends are staying closer to home. So they'll be able to like just come home on a weekend, whereas I can't. I'd have to like hop on a plane.
Right.
But it'll definitely be a transition, and it's kind of coming a little surreal that I'll be literally across the country in a couple of months. But I'm so happy about that decision because I'm kind of an independent person by nature, and I'm really excited to see what I'm like just on my own.
Well, have you decided who? Oh, well, let me phrase that. Who are you going to miss the most?
Who am I? Honestly, I've already talked about it with my parents. I'm gonna miss my because I can talk to my parents on the phone, and I'm gonna miss them a lot, obviously, because I love them so much. And I'm gonna miss my brother because he's, the built-in best friend. But I don't get to talk to my dogs, and I love my dogs with my entire heart. Like my dog sleeps with me every night, and I fetch with the other one. And so I'm just gonna miss them a lot. And I'm a huge animal person anyway, so it's gonna be rough to be apart from them. And I'm a little scared they're gonna forget about me.
Oh, you have technology. Your mom and dad will get them in front of the camera. So it's your it's your chance to get the opportunity right now to say goodbye to the girls that you've played with this year and to your coaches. So take it away.
All right. I want to thank the girls for giving just a great last year of travel ball. It's just been a great experience, and I'm so blessed to have gotten to know each and every one of them. And I know I'll remember every one of them because they've made such a positive and lasting impact on me. And I'll remember this season as such a happy and fulfilling experience. They all pushed me to be a better player and just have a smile on my face all the time, which is so hard to do in a failure sport, just to constantly be happy. But I truly felt happy on this team. And Coach John, just all props to him. I mean, he's a great coach. He truly cares about you as a person, not just a player. And I'm just so blessed to have gotten to be able to coach by him because I know that he will keep in touch with me and he'll care about me and he'll always be there for me. And his little life lessons along the way have truly impacted me as a person too.
That's great to hear. So last thing, what do you have to say to the underclassmen before you go? What advice could you give them as you head off to college and they're still trying to get recruited?
Keep working because no matter what happens throughout this, and I know it can be really scary if you're not like committed yet throughout this time, but it will happen. If you stick to the work, if you send the emails, it's going to happen. You're a good player. Now it's just the waiting game, just waiting to see, because you'll end up where you're supposed to end up. You will. I know everyone's telling you that, but you're going to end up where you meant to be, and you're going to be happy.
All right. Well, Kiley, I congratulations on your success. Congratulations on your college choice. Go ahead and end our Zoom meeting by saying goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
All right, Coach. Coach will post these. Wish you nothing but the best, kiddo.
Thank you.
Bye.